Hello friends, and welcome to another bead frame lesson. This one's on subtraction, and we're going to be taking some things away. Go ahead and grab your bead frame, and go ahead and grab some bead frame paper. We're going to explore two kinds of subtraction today, just like we had explored two kinds of addition in our other video. Now let's just go through these categories just in case. Remember, we've got our units, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, and down here somewhere is the millions. They're just off screen for the moment. Now, also remember our ability to exchange, and that's going to come in very handy here. Pay close attention to this part. Remember, with addition, we're always moving to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and full, so we can exchange for one of these 10 beads here instead and keep going. But in subtraction, we're not going to the right. We're going to be taking away and putting back. So we may have to look at our exchanging a little differently. But just remember that idea. We're going to come back to that in a moment. I've already got a subtraction problem set up, and this is an example of static subtraction. There's not going to be any exchanging. All of the numbers in the subtrahend are going to be smaller than the numbers I start out with. It's fantastic. Let's see what happens. So the number I need to set up, though, is that top number, 5,748. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units, 4 tens, 700s, and 5 thousands. Now, subtraction is fantastic because you're just taking away and putting it back to the bank. Remember, we're moving to the left. So let's get started. I see I have to take away 5 of my 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back to the bank, and 1, 2, 3 is all I have left. So I'm going to write that right underneath in the units wire. Ooh, I've got to take away 0. I already did that. I didn't even remember doing that, but it is done, and the answer seems to be 4. Now I move to my hundreds, and I have 7, but I have to take away 2. 1, 2, and 5 is left over. I'm going to record that down and move to my very last wire, the thousands. 5 take away 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and just 1. 1 left. And so my answer, 5,748, subtract 4,205, the answer is 1,543. Yikes, if that's the amount of money I spent, oh no! Well, that was an example of static subtraction. Let me show you dynamic subtraction. I'm going to shade in this line, just like I did in my other video, to give myself some space for my next problem to breathe a little bit. This one I have to think about. Some of the numbers in the bottom row have to be bigger than the numbers in the top row. So I'm going to throw some small numbers into the top row. But there's something else I have to talk to you about in a moment that's very important that you've got to make sure that you don't do. Well, let's start with a 3. Let's put an 8 in there next. How about a 0? Nothing smaller than 0, right? And our last number will round off with a 6. So 6,083. Subtract. Let's put an 8 in there first, and then a 4. Then just take away 1, and then take away 8, right? No! Never! Make sure that the leading digit on your bottom row number is always smaller than the leading digit on your top number. Now, they sometimes can be the same, but then this next number is going to have to be smaller than the one above it. Otherwise, well, if I have 1 pencil and I take away 2, how many pencils do I have? You're right, that doesn't make sense and it doesn't work. You can't take away more than you have. I'm just going to make it easy and put a 3 there. I'm going to take my straight edge and darken the line underneath. And now I am ready to roll. So let's set up this number. I guess I'm not really ready to roll. I've got to reset my bead frame and set up the number on the top. 6,083. Here's 1, 2, 3. There's 0. No, sorry, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tens, then 0 hundreds, and then 6 thousands. Definitely double check your numbers so that you have the right number on your bead frame, or the answer is going to be a different answer. Okay, 3, and I'm taking away 8. Check that out. That number is much bigger. I'm going to have to use exchanging, something that is very characteristic of dynamic subtraction. There's 2 ways to sort of think about this, just like in addition. Now, I don't have enough. I need to take away 8, and I only have 3. Now, I could use my facts to sort of figure out how much I should have left over, or what I should be able to use there, but there's another way I can do this, and this is similar to the first way I showed you with addition. We're going to take away 8. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yeah, you want to see that again, don't you? Now, what happened was I ran out. I ran out of units. So I realized that I could slide a 10, and that would give me 10 units. I could give a 10 back to the bank, and the bank would give me 10 more units. Just like if I had absolutely nothing and I slid this one over, I'd get 10 more units. Let's set this back up the way it was so I can show you that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My answer is 5. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down. Now, look what happened. I had 8 10s, now I have 7 because I had to take one away. That doesn't matter so much because I just want to focus on taking away the next number, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, that was easy. I only have 3 left. Fantastic. But now, oh goodness, I have to take away 1 and there's nothing here. Well, that's easy. I sort of remember what I had to do from the last time. I could just exchange one of these. That's 1,000, which is equal to 10 hundreds. And here's 10 hundreds coming back. And now I can subtract that last 1. My answer is 9. I move to my last wire. It's the thousands, and I need to take away 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2 left. So the answer for 6,083 subtract 3,148 is 2,935. It's pretty cool. Now, I mentioned that there's sort of 2 ways to get your mind around the subtraction here. So let me give you another example. I'll set that right back up like that, those first 2 numbers, and let's say I had to still subtract 8. Well, I can do a little bit of thinking about this, okay? I know I have 3, and I can, in my mind, take away that 3 from that 8 and realize, well, once I exchange, I'm going to need to take away 5 more. 1, 2, 3, exchange, and take away 5 more. Gives me 5. Both methods would be great. It just depends on how good your memory or your math facts are. But either way, I hope you have fun exploring both dynamic and static subtraction on the beautiful large bead frame.